Well,
she just released this fabulous collection of poems called Partial Nudity. If you ever experienced her adeptness at poetic dexterity, and yes, I did go to Chicago public schools, I just studied so hard. You know she is the poet who did poems based on the periodic table. You gotta think about that for a second.
Yep.
Chemistry is way over here, poetry is way over here, and she put them together. Oh yeah, some genius there, right? Host Cafe Gallery. I'm not gonna say it's like first dessert, but it's every
other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday.
Throw that book
down. We're gonna do that this season coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Janet Kuypers!
Revealed as well. And I've got a bunch of little 108-page books on different topics. If you want to have things on Twitter like poems, literati, leads. I've got a bunch of little ones out there like that as well. What I was going to do, he is allowing me, because he wasn't able to come to my feature, so I was hoping he could be a part of it. He's allowing me to be the odd one in reading the 3 this evening. And I'm going to put on some, I need to put on some, if anybody can hear it, actually it sounds like rainstorm stuff going on, because it seems fitting, because if people have seen from past podcasts, this is an anniversary of a day where I was stopped in an intersection and hit by multiple cars, and I was in a coma for 11 days, and I had to relearn how to walk and talk and eat. So when I hear phrases like, oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven, I have a whole different meaning on that altogether. So that's the thing for today. And actually, I wrote a lot right afterward, and I released 3 years ago a book of those poems, Recovery. They're not in the collection books, although there are select pieces from the accent that were translated into Slovak that actually appear in a section in this as well. But what I was going to read, because he's nice to me, is 3 pieces instead of 2. They're things I've never read before, so bear with me. As I said, these were right after I was reforming everything and seeing how everybody deals with somebody that has about lost their life and how do you cope with everything. This first one's called The Truth and Liars. I have been told so few truths in my life, and as more time progresses, I trust the average person less and less. Forgive me, but some things just call for straight out honesty. Seldom do I get the chance to voice my opinion or speak out in opposition or even have my own voice. I've let myself out of the hospital, and I want to get out of a second one by liars and people who who only try to deceive for a living. Believe me, I've seen it so many times that sometimes it just gets simple to tell apart the liars and the people who actually tell truths. The truth tellers are very, very difficult to find in this day and age. When you give a person power, when you give a little power to a liar, you'll be faced with a lifetime of fighting and failure. Well, when you're a person faced with liars, let me just tell you that the battle to win is almost impossible. No one seems to know how to earn real trust. It's a difficult job to do with me. People often fail if they ever try. I've lived through good news and bad news. I've lived through young people's deaths, old people's deaths. I've seen people in constant pain. I've seen no real attempt done by anyone to help anyone or me, ever. I have seen and lived through both happiness and sadness. I have succeeded at the things I have tried. I have won when I had to. I'm a ruthless winner. That comes with what I know. I have cried for so many people that I can't even tell you. I wonder if that many tears been shed over me. I wonder if anyone, anywhere, has felt anything about me. This year I was hit by a few cars. I was driving my car. I was in a coma, unconscious for 1 to 2 weeks. I don't remember the accident. This is the story from what others have told me since my recovery. Right now, I hear the chatter of 2 waitresses at the front of the office. I still have to hear them. I know the world deserves more than mindless chatter. Someone on this planet has to deserve it. I have to deserve it. I've already taught myself how to stop arguing, how to stop being unpleasant, how to stop making waves. If you can fit in with these simple rules, if you want, you can be forgotten as soon as you're dead. Sometimes it's not easy to just give people what they want. Usually you have to sell yourself and your beliefs short. Get ready for it. It'll happen in time. Brace yourself. A short one called The World. These are all angry, sorry. This is called The World. This is why you're getting the thunder in the background here. Sometimes the world doesn't seem fair. I thought it was necessary to tell you that if you didn't know it and you didn't mind hearing it. I wanted to be the first to tell you about that. Sometimes the world can see what everything is like. Sometimes the world can be the first to stab you in the back. Isn't it funny how the nicest things can hurt you? Always when you're not looking, always when you expect it the least. There are so many times when I've wanted things different. They're never like anyone else's, and you never know how to go about solving the crisis, and everyone seems to have the better answers, and everyone seems to have everything under control, and everyone can't have it as good as you. And why does everyone else get the easy breaks? But you, this time, not you. Thunder noise sound in the background of this. I really didn't. I just pulled this up. I'm like, I need something moving. This is the last one, and thank you very much for the bonus one. This is called No There Isn't. I can stand alone. I don't need you, and you think there's more to it than that. But no, there isn't. Well, sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do, and you just get it done. When you gotta get it done, you have to remember that people, when actors and actresses who do it on television, well, they have directors, and they and their directors all have no idea how it's going to get done. Well, sometimes the world and everything kind of shows what it's made of, and sometimes you have to survive all the crap that's been thrown in your direction. So, sometimes it's important to understand that I don't need all the crutches that people usually give themselves. But it's true. I don't need you. And I can get along fine without you. 3 months since the accident in the car. Do I feel any different? Should the world now be revolving at a different pace? Or was everyone just used to the change of the Earth's speed when it changed, as if it was something they just never chose to think about? Was everyone just used to the world when it started to feel this way? So many people go through life with a lack of emotion, with a lack of feelings, or a lack of thought, and I've never been asked to function that way. I've never been able to just let life go by. Maybe life stepped on me a few times. Well, you know what I'm getting at with all these metaphors. Maybe if life is just cruel that way, maybe life is just storming away and you happen to be in the way. well, maybe life will just accidentally step on you on the way out, like life doesn't know where it's going when it's just trying to leave. Well, at times like that, you just have to be ready for the battle. Maybe it's a battle you weren't expecting to run into in the first place, but sometimes you just have to be ready for a conflict like that. Even if it never comes to get you, you have to be ready for that potential problem, just in case it happens.